stock of the day, popular one here on the call, Magellan, announcing its Rockstar co-founder, Hamish Douglass, has officially resigned from the board due to his indefinite leave of absence while he manages his health. The decision was effective from last Saturday, with Magellan saying it's still searching for an additional independent director. This is the latest in what's been a pretty shaky start to the year. Look at that, from back middle of last year, around $55 to $15. Meant to be the Rockstar fund manager of the Australian share market, how it's changed. Share price reflecting its underperformance and the departure of its former CEO. And its biggest clients, some of it readjusting. Funds under management has been dropping. So how's the market digesting this? Down another 2% today. Gardner, what do you think of Magellan at the moment, this latest announcement?
Yeah, well, we actually did this on the call a couple of weeks ago.
Yep,
so
we did.
And I'll basically echo my points from there. From then, it hasn't really changed. Their funds under management are under pressure, obviously. I think Hamish stepping aside is a good thing overall. I think it just removes a lot of uncertainty. They've brought back in a few people that have been really, that started with Magellan early, that had shifted off into satellite funds, etc. So, but look, from a trader's point of view, they can't really afford to screw up from here, and that's never. I've always found, managing traders over time, that's never a great headspace to be.
Yep.
I think it was a couple of weeks ago, which we went through this, and I sort of suggested I'd sell Magellan and buy the Gear Index fund.
Yep.
That if you'd done that, you'd be 12% better off already in about a week and a half. So I sort of stick by that. I probably wouldn't be going as aggressive with, say, maybe just STX, not necessarily Gear up here. But I think the market has to have general buoyancy and be back up towards those, really close to those record highs for there to be enough confidence in the market to bring this back up again. So I think there's probably better spaces you could have your money at the moment. And look, and just revisit it, because there's going to be a lot of moving parts there for the next 3 to 6 months, and they do need to regain the confidence of markets. So look, I'd rather miss the first sort of 10% of this move to the to the upside and have some surety on it, and then see if they can rebuild from there.
Just hold your fire. Francesco, what are your analysts at Ords thinking of Magellan at the moment?
Yeah, well, I think you hit the nail right on the head. Lost his rockstar status, and we've seen this in the past with Platinum and Kurt Nelson, where where things start to become unstable. Investors start to hit the exit doors, and we've seen that with one large mandate. What it tends to happen then is you get a bit of flow-on effect, where some of your smaller mandates who followed that large mandate into the investments will start leaving as well. So there's that issue by losing funds under management, but also their focus. Investors like to know that the managers are on track and focusing on the next opportunities. But when you've got assets hitting the exit button, then your managers are actually focusing on how to exit investments rather than looking for the next opportunities. So look, we have a line recommendation on the stock, and I wouldn't disagree with that. It looks cheap. People are looking at it and saying, geez, it's come back a long way, and it's probably cheap, but I think there's still probably a little bit of downward momentum there. Seeing Hamish resign from the board today, he's taken a leave of absence as well. The question mark then is, well, where to from here? When's he back in the office? When's he back focusing on what are the next investments? And I think some of your larger mandates are probably concerned about that, and you'll probably see further and further exits. So, I'd stay away from the stock. There's better opportunities out in the marketplace.
Okay, all right.